Wherever. It don't matter. It don't matter. We do it down in March. We don't got to do it down. We do it Vegas. Big money, right? Big money. You too small, you too little. I'm Ask him the harder point you got like anybody. Hey, you really are love it. I love it. Hey, I told him about what that word. This ain't no Keith Thurman shit. That's why we be scared and shit. That nigga scared. You know, one time. Hey, look, keep on talking all this. I pull up on you. Oh, hey. I like your hair. I like your hair. Jump another, baby.
What's going on, you guys? Still not feeling good, but the show must continue. Errol Spence Jr., Terence Crawford. The fans are wanting to know, what's the holdup? The fans are wanting to know, is the fight going to be made? There's been a lot of conflicting reports circulating the boxing community the past several weeks. You know, one end you hear that the fight is being made. One end you hear the fight is already done. Next minute you hear that the fight ain't nowhere near done. Next minute you hear that the fight is halfway done. So you don't really know what's really going on with this fight until it's officially done. You're hearing a lot of conflicting reports. Crawford's taking a 45-55 split. Crawford's taking a 40 split. He's taking a 30%. He's getting lowballed out of the fight. Daniel Kinahan may prevent the fight. That he didn't even get the contract yet. I mean, it's been so many different things to the point where your boy Bushido pulled back from it. Pulled back. I said a lot about this fight already as it is. I said pretty much everything that I really need to say leading up to the point to where these dudes officially signed that contract. Broke down the fight, talked about every scenario possible about this fight. Right? I got the whole playlist for these two dudes. Talking about everything leading up to this point. But we waiting for this point to actually happen. We don't got no official word. We heard what Floyd Mayweather came out and said recently. It didn't sound too good. But fans ain't paying attention to that. Fans ain't trying to hear that. Boxing world ain't trying to hear that. The boxing world wants to see Errol Spence and Terence Crawford mix it up. Now you hear that the date was October 7th. But then there's other conflicting reports saying that October wouldn't necessarily be a good date because there's baseball going on around that time. Correct me if I'm wrong there, but that's just what I heard, right? I'm not really big on baseball. So it's looking like the likelihood would be in November for that fight to happen, which was what I originally stated. When I first heard the news that it was done deal, I heard it was done for November. Then, of course, the site was the site where it was going to be at, where the fight was going to take place, was an issue. Well, Crawford, why don't he fight in Dallas? Well, we already knew this fight was going to happen in Las Vegas. Let's kill that right away. So the fight looked likely is going to be in Las Vegas, Nevada. But we still waiting on an official word. I mean, but really, boxing fans, we got to just kind of wait for it. A fight of this magnitude, a fight that has so much anticipation, so much buildup, so much on the line. The lawyers got to go through every part of that contract until they sign that dotted line, right? One would assume this fight will take some time. But boxing fans been waiting. Boxing fans been wondering. Boxing fans been wanting to know, is this thing a go? Right? So we can get tickets to fly out to the show. That's what fans want to know. Fans don't want to know a month ahead of time that the fight has officially got made. Then we got a month to scramble. You know, especially people who go to work and work around their work schedule to make sure they get to these fights and things of that nature, right? People who may not be off on the weekends, et cetera, et cetera. People may want to get their vacations ready, their reservations for the hotel rooms, et cetera, et cetera. Yeah, we want to know a little bit ahead of time. Not to mention, a fight of this magnitude needs about at least good 2-3 months of build-up. Traveling around the country, different cities, right? Just to sell the fight, because this is the big one for boxing. This is the one that we've been building up for a long time. This is the one that everybody wants to see. But all these conflicting reports, I'm not going to get too involved with all of that. I'm looking for credible, solid news. I'm looking for good news, right? Now, the Floyd Mayweather thing, I kind of had to come out with that video because, it's kind of directly conflicting everything that, that I've been hearing behind the scenes. And Floyd Mayweather is a guy that came out in the past and said, oh, well, we're not going to make this fight, almost like he's Errol Spence, unspoken promoter, right? His unofficial promoter is Floyd Mayweather. But Errol Spence recently came out and said there's only one person that, something to this effect, paraphrasing, only one person controls my career or something like that. He didn't really say no names. Errol Spence is very subliminal when he sends these messages out, right? He's very subliminal. But you know who he's talking about if you follow the sport. He was talking about Floyd. He said Floyd is not his boss. There's only one guy that's been controlling his career, and that's Al Heyman. That's pretty much what Errol Spence said, right? So we just got to wait for the fight, people. This 45-55 split stuff, I'm not sure where that information came from, right? You would think that a guy like Bernie would know that sort of information before somebody on the outside, right? You would think that Bernie the boxer would know some sensitive information, some important information like that. You would think somebody that's closer to the team, like a Bernie the boxer, who's like Crawford's brother, basically, would know that information, right? So yeah, you got to kind of just wait for it. It don't even seem like he knows everything that's going on, right? Crawford seems to be really, really tight-lipped about his business, and rightfully so, right? Errol Spence ain't been saying too much about his business neither. So this is why I'm curious to where this 55-45 stuff came from, or all this splits percentages. Now, some of these guys' sources may be on to something behind the scenes, right? Some of my sources may be on to something behind the scenes, but we officially won't know until the fight officially gets announced. Like, subscribe, holla at your boy. Peace out.